Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day, with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills.
Here are the supplies that you'll need to find. A piece of paper, or you can print this out, and something to color with. For this project, I prefer crayons. If you do not have anything to color with, like crayons or markers, you can still follow along using a pencil. Again, you can print this out, or you can fold a piece of paper into fours or draw in your sketchbook. Welcome back. This week we're going to continue studying Vincent van Gogh, and we're going to look at his other famous work of art called The Starry Night. And this one was made in 1889, so a very long time ago. For this project, you're going to need something to draw with, possibly something to color with. Crayons would be great for this. And there's a couple of ways this can work. You can print out this worksheet and follow along. If you don't have a printer, no big deal. You can find a piece of regular paper and you can fold it in half, fold it in half again, and it'll give you 4 different squares, and then you can write the words in each square: sideways, swirls, circles, and curves. Or if you have your sketchbook, you can also draw a line from top to bottom, side to side, and again, write in those words: sideways, swirls, circles, and curves, and then follow along. For this project, I want us to explore how Vincent van Gogh showed movement in his painting. If you were to look at this in person, the real one in New York City, or even a reproduction like a poster, you'll see that he has lots of really thick paint everywhere in his painting. But he also used brush strokes and the direction of the brush stroke to show movement in his Starry Night. So if you look at the moon, you can see not only is it thick paint laid on there, but it also has dots and dashes of different colors moving around. He's trying to show us that the moon is glowing. Take a look up here at the wind, right? Now we can't really see wind, right? Wind is an invisible force, but we can see wind pushing things around, whether it's your hair or a flag, right? So what he's trying to show in the painting is that it's a very windy night, and he did that by, again, thick paint and lots of dots and dashes moving around. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to show you, this is my final one, kind of the direction we're going in, and here's my blank one. So again, you don't have to print this out. You can fold paper, you can do it in your sketchbook. The directions say creating movement. Van Gogh's paintings appear to have a lot of movement in them. He did this by putting the paint on his brush, and with every stroke would move it in a way to appear that it was moving. Trace the lines below and make more lines to create your own movement in each box. All right, so here we go. With the blue, I'm just going to trace over those couple of lines. Does it look like it's moving? Not yet. So what if I challenge myself to fill up this whole box with different lines moving sideways, right? Here's the word, sideways. They can be long lines. They can be short little lines, right? You can change up the variety, but we're going sideways. Go back up here, fill up the top part. And if you look at Vincent van Gogh's artwork, you'll notice too, he doesn't just use one color. He uses many colors, and sometimes they go on top of each other, creating new colors. So let's give that a try. Maybe I'll try purple. And again, I can go right on top of the same lines. Look at that. It's making new colors. Or I can go in between, right? So sideways lines, and I'm trying to fill up this whole space, right? Get rid of that boring white paper and fill it up. Maybe I'll grab a different blue this time. And again, different lines, trying to fill up that space, and we're showing movement today. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. All right. Now the second one, it says swirls. All right, and the swirls, when we look back at his artwork, will be the wind that he was trying to portray up here. All right, so think about what your swirls would look like, what colors you would use. I might again start with some blues. Follow those lines as best as you can just to get started. It's showing a little bit of movement, but what happens if I go back through and add some more of my own lines? Dots and dashes following that spiral, that swirl. Right? Pick some other colors. Kind of looks like a wave right now. Pick some other colors. Right? Maybe I'll grab a little magenta today or a little red violet. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Dots and dashes and swirls. Okay. And again, you can pick any colors that you would like to use for this idea of movement, of swirls. Another idea is if you want to fill in the background here, you can color it in. I like to do, and this is my trick, I like to actually peel the back of my crayon, the bottom of the crayon. It takes just a second to get that sticky paper off. So there's the bottom of my crayon, and this way it's kind of like a double-ended crayon. I got my pointed top for details up here and fine coloring, but down here I can fill in the space to make it look more like a nice sky. And look how quickly that goes when I use just the bottom of my peeled crayon. Okay? So make your swirls however you want. Down here we're going to work on the circles, again showing movement in kind of a circle formation, and we can think about maybe it's the moon or maybe it's the glowing star. So think about what colors you would like to use. I think I'm going to start with a little yellow in the middle, and for this I'm going to fill it in with lots of yellow, but then I'm going to go back and use some different oranges to trace those lines moving around in a circle, right? And you can add maybe some more circles and lines, really get it feeling like it's glowing. Add some different oranges. I'll add a little darker orange in the middle. Thinking about what would a starry night look like. How would it glow? How would I see it from planet Earth? Right. And again, you can go back and fill in the background here. Trying to imagine what would it really look like if it was a dark, starry night. And look at that, it transformed that whole circle into a nice glowing, could be star or could be a moon. The last one, this word says curves. So when we look at his painting, the curves that we're talking about, it's this big tree here. It's a big cypress tree. And I'll be honest, when I first saw this, I thought that this was a tower. It was so dark what I was looking at and the way that it kind of peaked up. But I was fooled. It's actually a big tree, and it's curving because it's windy, right? So again, he's using movement to show different movement within all the objects in his painting. So let's practice this. Think about what color your tree would look like. I'm going to start with just a normal green. Follow those lines as best as I can. Okay, so I see a little movement. It doesn't really look like a tree to me. So maybe I'll go back, add a little green there. And sometimes you see part of the tree branches. So maybe I'll try a little bit of brown, not too much. And same thing, you can keep adding more trees if you want to draw your own, or maybe down here we have some grass. Right. Again, trying this word curves, adding some curvy lines. Kind of remind me of some snakes. Right. And again, I'm going to use the peeled crayon, the bottom of it, and use the side. If I press lightly, that's what you get. But if I go back, maybe change the direction and press harder. Oh, there we go. And it's okay if it overlaps the crayon marks that we already did. Kind of makes it feel a little more like the nighttime that we're working for. All right, excellent job. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for drawing along with me and learning about movement and taking a really close look at Vincent van Gogh's The Starry Night. If you did not have crayons at home, it's okay. You can actually do this with pencil. If you do not have crayons or anything to color with at home, it's okay. You can still do this with pencil. So here's my sideways. You can use the tip of your pencil, some teeny tiny small lines across, right? You can make long, thick lines, use the side of your pencil, and you can still practice showing movement in a drawing with a pencil. Maybe your swirls start off just like the paper that I had printed, right? I'm going to go back through and maybe double up those lines, right? You can still show movement without color. It could just be a pencil drawing, which are beautiful in itself. Right? Have fun with that. And then maybe I'll just kind of fill in around here. Use my finger. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Get a little messy. Use your side of your pencil and then use your finger to kind of spread it around. There we go. I like that. Have fun with this. What would your swirl of wind look like in your own starry night? Down here for circles, well, start doing a dotted circle. And then maybe some bigger ones. Maybe some big swirls. I can use the side of my pencil like I did above. There we go. Press that around. Have fun with this. Keep that direction kind of still going around in that circle formation. Right, showing that it's glowing. No color, that's okay. So you can still make it look like it's glowing. And same thing with the tree, the curves. Right. Curvy line down. A couple little curvy lines. Okay. Color it in a little bit with the side of my pencil. Push it around. Finger probably get a little messy, and that's okay. It's fun to be a messy artist sometimes. Now I'm going to go back and add tiny little dashes to really show that it's windy, right? And that my tree is being pushed around by that invisible force. And here, maybe I can just kind of loop in some of the air I'm thinking that's moving around. And have fun with this. All right, so nice job. Whether you were able to do color or pencil drawing, I hope you had fun and learned a lot about movement and taking a closer look at Vincent van Gogh. I look forward to seeing your creations.
Starry,
Don't forget to take a picture of your artwork using your Chromebook, then upload it to the assignment. That way I can see your artwork, I can leave you comments, and also give you a grade. Good luck, have fun.
with eyes that know the darkness in my soul, shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chill.